Bowles, aka Muzak. I've been mixing and producing electronic dance music for the better part of a year. And today I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about what goes into preparing and performing a DJ set using electronic dance music. So I'm going to set the stage a little bit. Imagine it's like Thursday, Friday night. You've been working hard all week. You have 2 midterms and a paper, and now you just want to let loose. So say you're going to a party to do that. You're going to dance a little bit. If you're going to a bigger house party or a club, chances are there's going to be a DJ playing, right? I'm sure you're all familiar with that. But what people are usually too busy dancing to notice is all the hard work and preparation that DJ has to go through, like up to a week before that set just to get ready. So I'm going to shed some light on that a little bit. And the first thing is, of course, preparation, because that's just as important as performing. And the first thing is song selection. Seems obvious, but what a lot of DJs do is they just go to whatever is in the top 10 chart on Beatport or iTunes or whatever. I don't like to do that. Those songs are incredibly overplayed in my opinion, and even though they're good songs, everyone's heard them a million times on their iPod already. So what I like to do is I search like EDM blogs or SoundCloud, Spotify playlists, good sources for underground talent, people that haven't really been discovered yet, like myself, because I'm trying to get discovered too, so I play my own music. And that's good for everybody involved because the artist is getting their music heard, the fans are discovering new music. Oftentimes if you're dancing to that kind of music, you probably follow it at least a little bit outside of the dance floor too. If you're at like a club, that's good for the event promoter or the venue because they're going to get new fans. People like the music they hear there, they're going to come back. And of course the DJ gets respect for playing good music. But only if they're organized, which takes me to my next point, organization. Your set has to be organized. Contrary to popular belief, DJs can't just play whatever they want, whenever they want, which is why some DJs don't really like taking requests. And that's because of 2 main things. Tempo, which is the rate that the song is at, basically measured in beats per minute, and key changes, which is basically the group of notes being used for each specific song. Drastic changes in BPM are usually frowned upon, like people don't usually do it. Like for example, say you're seeing a house artist, they're going to be playing a lot of 128 BPM, something around there, and they're not really going to stray far from that for the entire set. Key changes are a little bit different. You can mix keys together with different keys, but only if they're musically appropriate. Like, unless you have a pretty good understanding of musical notation, it gets kind of confusing. But luckily, there's a special form of notation invented for DJs called Camelot notation, which basically assigns a number from 1 through 12 with a letter, either A or B. So like 8A, 7B, 2B, whatever. And those are all a different musical key, and it covers all of them. And then each one can be mixed with either the same Camelot value, or up or down a letter, or up or down a number. So for example, say a song is in the key of 8A, you can mix that with 8B, 7A, 9A, or another 8A song. So it gives you a lot of variety in your sets, and ultimately by following that system of notation, you can go through every musical key that there is all in one set. Which not all DJs do, but it keeps things interesting. Okay, so now that you kind of have an idea of how to prepare your set and get all your songs together, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to kind of spruce things up while you're performing. So this is a mixer. This is what they would typically look like, but they come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes, smaller, bigger. And I'm just going to kind of run down the basics. These are your volume, pretty self-explanatory. Mixer switches between decks. And EQ, equalizing, that's a big thing that DJs do. It uses these 3 knobs on either side. And equalizing is basically the process of maintaining a good balance between all the different frequency ranges. So your bass, your mids, and your highs. And when you see somebody performing and they're up there like twisting knobs and junk, they're usually messing with these. And some of them don't really know what they're doing. But basically, you just have to develop a bit of an ear for it. I'm still learning, but it's all about knowing when you need more highs, when you need more bass, and it's all dependent on a number of factors: the venue, the songs, the quality, everything. And then these are your cue banks, so you can jump around different parts of the track all at once. You can get pretty creative with it. If a song says something like right before a drop, you can use that and then jump to another part of a different song, get creative with it and stuff like that. These are all your effects, and honestly, effects would be a speech on their own because there's so much you can do with them. But yeah, these 3 knobs and this button controls those. And then these bottom ones are loopers, so you can loop like 4 beats and then mix into another song with that, basically. So there's all sorts of interesting creative stuff you can do with it. And whether or not this inspires you to pick up DJing, I certainly hope that it helps you kind of think about the DJ next time you're on the dance floor. Keep in mind all the work that went into it. Thank you.